just hit 100,000 subscribers. Now compare that with 6 years ago when I was celebrating a mere 12. So how did I gain 100,000 subscribers while only being 16 years old? Well, you see, it's complicated. It all starts way back in 2016 when a random 9-year-old from Utah decided to create a YouTube channel called Unflavored. And why was an 8-year-old making a YouTube channel, you might ask? Well, to tell you the truth, it wasn't my idea. It was my brother Steak's idea. One time, I was hanging out with him and he pitched the idea that I should become a YouTuber.
Hey bro, I think you should start a YouTube channel.
So I did just that. And on November 22nd, 2016, my first video was posted. At first, I wasn't really making the best content, to say the least. I would record myself with no audio, no mic, no camera, and just expect for it to blow up. Fast forward 5 months, and I finally figured out how to use my mic.
Welcome back to another video, and today
4 days later, I finally had my first video with over 100 views. And 15 days after that, I made a jailbreak video that somehow got 3,000 views. And it wasn't for another 8 months that I had similar success, despite posting tons of other videos. 9-year-old me continued and continued to post these really crappy, really low quality videos. And this cycle would continue over and over again, posting random videos, hoping to go viral. And over time, I grew bored of Roblox, so I started posting Fortnite.
Alright, what's up guys? My name's Unflavored, and before we start, use code Unflavored.
I didn't have much success with this, and only really had one video with over 1,000 views. Yet again, I became bored of Fortnite, so I started making videos about everything. Fortnite, Roblox, Minecraft, VR, you name it. Everything. And it was at this point where I finally learned how to make thumbnails. They were honestly terrible at the start, but over time they started getting a lot better. And then, everything changed. About a year later, I would enter my first year of middle school, which to say the least would be detrimental towards my channel. I started posting less and less, given my busier schedule, but on top of this, my entire school had found out about my YouTube channel, and they loved teasing me about this. Specifically, they would go on an alt, ask me questions on my live stream, they'd ask me to sing songs, they would clip it, and then send it to as many people as possible.
I get those goosebumps every time.
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
They would even play my videos max volume in class, leak my personal information, and one time they got the teacher to play my video in front of the class. At first though, it wasn't bad. I still kept posting, improving video quality, improving thumbnails, and kept growing. I slowly gained more traction, and I hit my first big milestone on December 1st, 2020, 500 subscribers. But despite this, I was fed up with everybody making fun of my YouTube channel, so I quit. However, my story does not end there. I didn't actually quit. I just wanted everybody to think that I had quit. So, I posted my last video under the channel Unflavored on January 11th, 2021, and I was never seen ever again on that same channel. 15 days later, 12-year-old me is on call with my best friend, and I tell him that I want to create a new YouTube channel, but this time, not tell a soul. He helped me brainstorm, and eventually we came across the name of Infernal blocks. I liked it, he liked it, so we did it. While my entire school was under the impression that I quit, I simply was just posting under a new alias. I had decided that the focus of this channel, however, would be tutorials, since that way I could get a lot of views despite not being well known yet. At the start, growth was slow. None of my videos were blowing up as I'd hoped. Every now and then, I'd get a little bit of virality, but no true success. This all changed, however, when one of the biggest Roblox events of all time went down. October 28th, 2021 Roblox got shut down for 3 days and was completely unplayable. Everyone was in panic. Nobody knew what was happening. They wouldn't say anything. I posted a video theorizing when Roblox would be playable again, and it was really late at night. So I finished the video, I posted it, I went to bed. I wake up the next morning with 100,000 views. I was shocked. So shocked, in fact, that I literally skipped school that same morning so that I could live stream. And I'd live streamed before, but I never really got that many viewers. But this time, I had over 100. I couldn't believe it. My excitement was unmeasurable. That was until the next day at school. Someone had found my channel. The news spread like wildfire. Have you heard that Cruz has a new channel? It's called Infernal Blocks. They'd say a million times to every single person in the school. For about the next month or so, I ignored these people and I kept posting. But on December 14th, 2021, something would happen that changed my channel's trajectory forever. You see, that year my family had decided that we would do a massive family vacation to Fiji. After we were done vacationing, before we could fly home, we had to take a test for COVID. My brother Steak tested positive. This meant a full week stuck inside of a hotel room. A week later, we're ready to leave. We have to test one more time, and I test positive. Another week, trapped indoors. Being stuck in a hotel room for 2 weeks is really boring, and when I got back home, I lost all motivation, and I slowly started to quit. I stopped with the daily uploads and started doing weekly uploads, and slowly but surely, faded away from YouTube. 3 months later, Infernal Blocks was never seen again. The spark, however, was not gone. Secretly, while I was slowly fading away on Infernal Blocks, I was up to something else. Sometime around January 2022, me and my brother Steak created a joint channel called Snooze. We would post Roblox videos, almost like Beluga, but on Roblox. One of them, in fact, got over 2 million views. Snooze was taking off. Tens of millions of views and tens of thousands of subscribers. Then we applied for monetization. Rejected. You have reused content, they told us. We weren't stealing content. YouTube thought that our use of text-to-speech was a problem.
Hello, son. Guess what? Just bought Roblox.
Prove it. Give me 1 million Robux.
So they wouldn't let us make money on this new channel. We fought back, we appealed, we rejected, but still, no matter what we did, they wouldn't let us make money. There was only one way to fix this. We had to delete every single video. This was a really tough decision, but we weighed out the pros and cons and decided that it would be best if we restarted the channel, but this time voice acted instead of using text-to-speech. So we deleted every video, even the ones with tens of millions of views. But it worked. YouTube finally let us make money on the new channel. But by then, it was too late, and all momentum on this new channel was gone. April 30th, 2023, we quit. But my story doesn't end there. Yes, Snooze was dead, but that doesn't mean that I fully quit YouTube. Later that year in the summer, I resumed the channel Infernal Blocks. This time, however, I was in high school, and things are a lot different in high school than in middle school. For example, people didn't care that I did YouTube. In middle school, they all made fun of me, but in high school, nobody gave a crap. So I would post videos, basically what your favorite food says about you, what your favorite drink says about you, blah, blah, blah. I'd do those, and they didn't really do very good. They only got a couple of hundred views. I made a new channel, this time calling it Brian. I got about 100 subs in the first month and really started to pick up. But eventually, I burned out and quit again. Let me tell you a story. It was 10th grade, first day of my English class. My teacher had assigned us an activity. It was an icebreaker. We had to talk to a partner and figure out enough about them so that we could write an essay about that partner. When it was my turn to introduce myself, I had nothing to say. I wasn't an athlete, I wasn't in any clubs, I wasn't some super genius. I only had one thing that separated me from everybody else, and that was my YouTube channel, but I had thrown it all away. This realization changed everything for me, and I came back to YouTube that fall. I would post weekly Fortnite tutorials and occasionally live stream. It was around this time that I changed the channel name from Brian to Cruz, the very channel that you're watching right now. After a couple of months of this cycle, something would happen that would change my channel and my life forever. For context, my brother Steak is a streamer. He averages thousands, if not tens of thousands of viewers every single day. December 28th, 2023, a day to remember. Steak hosted a challenge between my sister and I, Jenga. If I won, he would raid my channel, which essentially means he tells all of his live viewers to go and subscribe to my channel. Miraculously, I somehow won, and I went live that night and got 2,000 viewers. And that one stream gave my channel an insane boost. For the first time, I actually had some sort of momentum, but momentum is only as good as what you do with it is. A raid can get you subscribers, but there's no saying that the subscribers will actually watch you. That part was on me. So I went live the next day, 150 viewers, and the next, 160, the next, 170, and so on. I kept going every single day. I showed up, streamed, posted, kept making my videos better and better. I actually built a real community, not just one that was there because of my brother. And now, 815 streams later, I'm here, sitting at 100,000 subscribers. If I had listened to my classmates in 7th grade, I wouldn't be here. If I had let every burnout stop me, I wouldn't be here. If I had taken that raid and done nothing with it, I wouldn't be here. But I didn't quit. And because of that, I'm here today at 100,000 subscribers. So thank you, Steak, for everything you've helped me with. And thank you to all of you who have been with me this entire journey. And I'll see you guys all at 1 million.